What is going on, my petro-powered dudes? Today is a 100 octane petro-powered day because on my right, I have the 890 Duke R. And on my left, we have its serious competition, which is my brand new 2020 Street Triple RS. And my good buddy Chris, who's happening to stand right over there, and he happens to be the gentleman who bought my F900R. So he's a subscriber and is loaning me his bike to not only review for you guys, so if you haven't checked out that review yet, make sure to go check it out. So I'm going to assume by now that you've already watched the 890 Duke R review that I did. If you haven't watched that video, make sure you go watch that before you watch this video. But I will give you a little comparison because obviously this is a comparison video. But this bike over here is a naked middleweight, just like the Street Triple RS. This motorcycle has 121 horsepower, so does this. But this one has 70 foot-pounds of torque. Meanwhile, this one has a paltry 55, 56 foot-pounds of torque. Full wet weight on this motorcycle is 406 pounds. So what does that mean? Us regular guys who are just people who want to ride the bike for fun, this is a hooligan bike. Plain and simple. It snorts, it's loud, it's aggressive, it's got a lot of low-end torque, it wants to wheelie, it's serious fun. So, unlike the Street Triple RS, it does not have full quick up and down shifters. The quick shifter is available for this motorcycle, but they do charge you a premium. Other than that, just like the Street Triple RS, you get an LCD screen. And the LCD screen on this is pretty good, it's pretty intuitive, but unfortunately it's not as bright as I like it to be, but it's a bit more readable. All right, now let's turn our attention away from the 890 Duke R to the 2020 Street Triple RS. So here we are, my 2020 Street Triple RS. Number one, this motorcycle is a 3-cylinder. Both are 121 horsepower, but this one has 56 foot-pounds of torque. Meanwhile, this one has over 70 foot-pounds of torque. So there is a difference in the hooligan factor. If wheelies are your thing, this is your bike. But if you're not really that much into wheelies, but you still want to pop some every now and then this one is going to be yours. Styling wise, to be honest with you, they both look pretty good, but this has more of a supermoto look to it. The Street Triple RS, fit and finish on it, I would say that it is a little bit better than the 890 Duke R. The 890 Duke R, the fit and finish is a little bit plasticky, and I'm not saying that because it's my bike, but these are the decisions I had to make whenever I chose to purchase either of these in the end. Other than that, the CCs on this motorcycle is 899, but similar horsepower. But the CC on this is 765. This is a Moto2 derived engine that's in here. Weight-wise, this motorcycle is 414.5, and as I mentioned already, this one is 406. So in terms of power, they're both very similar, but this has a little bit more torque, and it weighs a little bit less. So straight line speed, I'm really curious to know which one is faster. Is it this one or is it this one? It's something that we're gonna have to find out. All right, guys, well, there you have it. Those are the differences between the 890 Duke and the Street Triple RS. This is a comparison that I've been looking forward to do for a very long time. Without further ado, I think now it's time to hop on the 890 Duke, take this bad boy for a spin and talk a little bit about it, and then we'll switch off to the Street Triple RS and see what this one is about and see how it compares to the 890 Duke. All right, let's get going. I can tell you that this bike feels way different than the Street Triple RS. Woo! I'm even gonna go as far as to say that this bike can be even more fun than the Street Triple RS. The way it's configured at the moment with the exhaust, where you're right up the tank, supermoto style, it automatically signifies hooliganism. It's a lot of fun. The way it delivers the power, not going to be as smooth as the Street Triple RS. The Street Triple RS is going to also feel a little bit more stable than this. Although I gotta say one thing though, one thing I forgot to mention is that this bike has an IMU. IMU standing for Initial Measurement Unit. It's got some additional features that the Street Triple RS doesn't have, and that is a wheelie control and cornering ABS. Those type of things are usually included with bikes with IMU, and since the Street Triple RS does not have an IMU, it's not going to include that. There are varying levels of the wheelie control, the ABS traction control, all that stuff. Right now ABS is set to road mode, and the engine characteristics are set to sport. And trust me, it feels very, very sporty. A lot of torque at 7,000 RPM. Even in fourth gear, a lot of download and torque. It's loud, it's snarly, it's got a lot of personality to it. It feels very much supermoto-ish. It feels like I'm riding a supermoto bike. It feels very tall, but still, it feels very agile. And if you watch my initial review, the agility probably also comes from the BST carbon fiber rims that are on it, which saves about 8 to 10 pounds. And of course, you have the full Agrophobic exhaust system, which takes off an additional 10 pounds. Overall, very light and nimble. The digital gauge on this is very, very easy to read. Compared to the Street Triple RS, it is so much better in terms of readability. But the Street Triple RS, where that shines is the graphics. It does look better, it does look futuristic, but it's really not that readable, and honestly it's not as functional as this. I just wish the fonts and graphics on that was as chunky and as readable as this, and then you would have a winner. But I also noticed that this is a little bit smaller in screen size than the Street Triple RS. Oh man, my inner hooligan has come out. How could it not, man? You riding a supermoto style bike? Come on. If I owned this bike, I'd be popping wheelies everywhere. Not that I know how to, but hey, I will learn very quickly. In terms of wind blast, it's really hard to say which one has less wind blast than the other. I'm really unsure. One thing I'm noticing on this bike right away is that it has a front stabilizer. My bike, on the other hand, does not. So there you have it. Second gear in traffic is where this bike likes to live. But as soon as you go up 4,000 RPM, this baby wakes right up, man. It's got a lot of low-end torque. So it's quite usable in and around the street. You don't have to constantly switch gears in order to be at the right RPM. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now we're gonna hop on the Street Triple and continue it from there. All right, so Chris just took off with his bike, and now I'm back with my Street Triple. Oh man, getting on this thing, it is softer, it is lower to the ground, and it's got that distinctive triple engine sound that I absolutely love. This one definitely has a way more sportier feel than the other bike. My arms are fully reached out on this bike versus the 890 Duke. On the 890 Duke, it is a taller bike, and you're sitting way closer to the handlebars as than you are in this one. With this one, my arms are stretched out all the way. So very sporty, and I think this is meant for like a track day situation. This bike is a one-to-one of the Daytona, except it has higher handlebars and it's more comfortable.
Alright, you ready?
Let's go, bro. You go first. See you, bro. It's unbelievable how different the 890 Duke is different than the Street Triple RS. Way different bikes for way different people. I think I chose the right bike, not necessarily saying that that bike is not good. I absolutely love that bike. Had I the budget that Chris had, I would choose both. But since I don't have that budget, I think the Triple is perfect for me. The reason why I chose the Triple as my bike and not the Duke is because of the 3-cylinder engine sound, and also because it's more track oriented. It's a bit more aggressive in its seating position, and I like the fact that the components, the quality and everything is a notch up and a little bit higher in spec. Those are the reasons why I chose this bike, mainly for the sound and the engine characteristics of the bike. As far as looks are concerned, that's more like a supermoto motorcycle, and this is a sport bike that is a naked version of it, which it is. This is a Daytona without fairings. So that's how I would compare the two bikes. Similar in pricing, I mean, well, what's $1,000 or $2,000 here and there, so they're pretty similar in pricing. That motorcycle does not come stock with quick up and down shift. You got to manually shift that bike, and as an option you can purchase a quick up and down shifter for that. This bike already comes with it, so I already like that. The graphics on this and the quality of the dash is a little bit better on this, but on the 890 Duke it's more readable. Brembo M50 calipers on this. On that, it also has a Brembo master cylinder, Brembo calipers and brakes. So as far as stopping power, they're both very similar, they're both very good. But I'm assuming that the M50 Brembo calipers on this, and this also has steel braided brake lines, and that doesn't. So there are a couple of things that are better in this, such as the things that I just mentioned. But then there are a couple of things that are better in the 890 Duke. So what's better in the 890 Duke? Well, I would definitely say that having more torque on the 890 Duke is better. In terms of horsepower, they're both the same. The 890 Duke does weigh a little bit less than this. That bike is sitting at 406 wet, but this one is 414. So it's 6 pounds more than that wet. Not a lot, but 6 pounds is 6 pounds. If you were to put a lithium-ion battery on this, it would pretty much be the same, aside from removing the tail tidy. So we'd have the same weight. Aside from that, with a pipe, that thing sounds amazing. But moving on to the Street Triple, where it shines for me is the three-cylinder engine. I just love how it sounds. With a pipe, this thing sounds gnarly, man. Although I love the cracking sound that the 890 Duke are made as well. I think they both sound good. That bike sounds kind of like a supermoto on steroids, and this one is a super fast sport bike sound, a 3-cylinder Daytona. Once again, way different bikes for way different people. So that's been a comparison of the two bikes. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that you'll give this video a like and also subscribe to the channel. So stick around, there's going to be tons more to come, and I will see you guys on the next episode. Take care, stay safe out there, bye bye.